What's up, y'all? Welcome aboard a Gallant Says watch party as we watch the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. Game just kicked off. Texans got the ball first. I have no idea why Tremont Smith is once again returning kickoffs. He looked like he was running through molasses on said kick return, and it is setting us up for the first critical play of the game. A 3rd and about 1 for the Texans at their own 20-yard line with C.J. Stroud and company in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers to the left. Stroud gets the snap, plenty of time, chucks it deep, wide open, touchdown! Easy money! Boom! He could not have been more wide open on that play. Wow. God damn, that guy in the Chargers fucked up. Perfect protection for Stroud on that play, too. That was incredible. That's about as good of a start as you're going to get. Now, can the Texans offense keep that going forward? I mean, you know how it goes. But goodness gracious, that was really impressive. Man. What's up? We Chardon's Ghost. Fun to be back live. We did the last show watch party a couple of weeks ago at Easy's Liquor Lounge. It was me and Will Kunkel. Since then, the Texans have had a couple of home games, and I was actually able to get a press credential for those games, so I was in the locker room and all that stuff. So I had a whole lot of fun there. So good to be back. It is fun watching it in public with other people around you, but this is sort of like that, right? What's up, AR Platinum? What's up, Ryan Lost in Texas? We're going to try to get this thing started on TikTok as well, but I have to do it on my phone because I'm in a war, a blood feud with those fuckers at TikTok who keep restricting my lives for unoriginal content, even though what could be more original than me just meandering and rambling. Nothing. Shout out to Texas Tags.
Oi! 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 Ziggy-zag, ziggy-zag, oi, oi, oi.
For the super chat. We appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a great Christmas, great holidays. I mean, goodness gracious. That was as easy as it gets. Oh, damn. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Still. Like, that's the second person I've seen moving in slow motion thus far. First, you had Tremont Smith on that kick return. I don't know what the fuck that was. And then, that. What was that corner doing? That's the longest one? Eisen said that's the longest touchdown pass of Stroud's career. Did that kickoff go out of bounds? No, at the back of the end zone. To Nico Collins, TD against Colts. How long was that? Oh, that was also 75 yards. Nope, that was 57. A 57-yard touchdown. I thought it was 75 yards against the Colts. Yeah. Okay, so he's done the 75-yard touchdown twice. What are you talking about, Rich Eisen? Tied for the longest throw of his career. Jets fans. Ryan lost in Texas. You should bring that up the next time we do one together with Will. Oh, boy. All right. Draw play, nothing. Damn, Hampton laid the wood to Henry To'oTo'o there. So it's going to be 3rd and short for the Chargers at, not short, what am I talking about? 3rd and about a long 5 from the Chargers 44. In LA. We're in LA. All I think these Chargers uniforms would look better if they had white pants. They never had the all blue look like this. Sack. Oh, boy. There you go. There we go. So, I mean, the best possible 3rd downs that we've seen thus far. Ashawn Hardhead, what the fuck you think I am? You think I'm Mr. Moneybags here? Think I can afford to go all the way out there? Come on now. Ain't sending 6'10 ain't sending me out there. 97.5 wasn't sending me out there. That was corny, Rich. That was corny. I mean, that should have been catch interference, right? Did hit Noel. Maybe that's why Jalen Noel's not in returning kickoffs. Anyway, let's get this thing started up on TikTok. But I have to do it on my phone because these stupid fucks at TikTok think that every single time I post something that it's unoriginal content. Oh, here we go. TikTok can suck my cock. Bunch of fucks. Anyway. Been in a battle with TikTok because every single time that I do one of these live streams, whether it's my Gallant Says show or a watch party, it gets flagged for unoriginal content every single time. Every single time I ask what's unoriginal about the content, they give me some bullshit excuse and say, look at the guidelines. So I say, well, what has actually been violated in the guidelines? So I'm on ticket now number 4 in the last 5 days of them sending me the same answer back and forth, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. And they all fucking suck, clearly. It's incredible these people are paid to do this TikTok support job, but they can all go get fucked until they actually take care of the problem. Am I acting like a bit of a Grinch after Christmas or maybe an Ebenezer Scrooge? Yes, I am. But again, they can all go fuck themselves until they figure it out because I have been patient for a little bit at least, you know? Anyway. H. Hardhead says, well, try being more original, Paul. No one can do what I can do. No one. No one. Shout out to, man, this has been easy. I mean, Stroud's like on pace for 400 yards right now. Ryan Lawson, Texas says, it looks like they're calling the good plays today. Right, you are. Holy shit! Wow! This is insane! Where has this been? Oh, CJ Stroud's gonna have a massive deep steel blue pill effect going right now. Get him to throw the ball deep all game. God, the Chargers secondary fucking blows. What? Both the rookies with 40-plus yard touchdowns. This is... $43 yards there for Jalen Knoll. I mean, that was so easy, that drive. How many plays was that? 4 plays. 3 plays and 4 plays. That's it. 7 plays, 14 points. Yeah, we should play a little football time in Houston right now. Shout out to Astros Flag World Tour. Hey, Paul, happy holidays. Flying up to Albany, New York for New Year's, where they got another foot of snow. Albany, ugh, that's not the most fun city in New York, that's for sure. Big Bird 1967 says, we ain't screwing around. Right, you are. Goodness gracious. hate TikTok. Truly hate it. But we got to use it. All right. Well, we are up and running on TikTok as well now. See how long we're up and running on TikTok, but we are up and running. Is this? There we go. That kind of works. Trying to make sure this thing actually stays up. No, I don't want to co-host with creators. There we go. Okay. Shout out to Big Bird 1967 saying great show, man of the people. I don't know if I'm a man of the people. I try to be a man of the people. Captain Photon asks, is 610 getting ready to hire you? I don't know about that. I'm just doing fill-in work for them, but it was nice to fill in with John and with Chris Partee this week. Hopefully I get more opportunities. Would like to do more stuff with them, but, you know, that's going to depend on whatever budget that they've got over at Odyssey, if they're going to bring me on for some sort of maybe digital role or a show. So in the meantime, we just continue to put in the work and look at other things we could theoretically do. It's funny looking at X. Everyone's doing the same thing. Houston Texans versus Chargers watch party. Live play-by-play. I see like 5 or 6 of them. All right, so the Chargers got a first down. So this isn't going to be a complete bloodbath, at least thus far, at least yet. How do I change the formatting here? Ryan lost to Texas says, Paul, let me co-host, bro. I promise not to outshine you. Not possible. I'm totally kidding. I absolutely do not want to talk on a microphone. Why not? You're good at talking on social media and stuff, you know? Shout out to all the people on TikTok who are hanging out. We have not been restricted as of yet. See how long that lasts. Nice play. That was toe-to-toe. Flying up there. Meeting Hampton in the hole. Third and 5 for the Chargers at their own 45. Herbert looks right, steps up, sacked again. This time it's Will Anderson. And Sheldon Rankins. Let's go. 2 sacks to end Chargers drives. I mean, listen, their offensive line very banged up. That's a half sack for each of them. So Hunter's got 13 on the season now. He had 12 going into today, and Will Anderson now has 11 and a half. Chargers punt the football. Back deep to return is Jalen Noel again. Catches the ball, and he gets about 4 or 5 or so. 14-0 Texans. 10 minutes into the game. Swarmongers says Jam Cam Jim.
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
It is football time in Houston. And we are ready to play. Well, the Texans are at the very least ready to play. Let's take a look at the numbers to this point. C.J. Stroud is 4 of 4 for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, could be better. That's insane. What up, Greg Todd? Welcome to the party, pal. What's up, my TikTok brethren? What do we got here? Any comments? Any comments? Anyone? Bueller. We're also on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on X. We appreciate all of your support. We really do, you know. Ryan Lost in Texas says, I think this might be the best start to a Texans game I've seen in a long time. Given who they're playing, this might be the best start to a Texans game ever. Because we're not just talking about touchdowns early. We're talking long touchdowns early. Let me think. Was the game that should not be named from a couple of years ago where the Texans had that lead that we don't talk about? Was it like that? Let's see. The Texans were up 21-0 in the first quarter of that game. Scored a touchdown, blocked a punt. The Chiefs, I think, muffed a punt. And the Texans had the ball at Kansas City's 6. So it was 21-0 with 48 seconds to play in the first quarter. But this feels a lot more dominant. Yeah, I agree, Ryan Lost in Texas. It was a fluky start. That's a perfect way to describe it. Blocked punt, muffed punt. This is just easy. And the Chargers are playing well of late, for what it's worth. I think there's some real limitations to how far they can go because of all the injuries. I mean, their offensive line makes the Texans' offensive line look healthy by comparison. 2nd down and 6 for the Texans at their own 24. Handoff to Jawar Jordan. He gets about 2 or 3, so that's going to set up 3rd and about 4 or 3. This has been a very advantageous play for the Texans. 3rd and short. All right, 3rd and 4 for the Texans. Stroud's got 2 receivers to his right, a tight end, and a receiver to his left. Motion right to left, it's Jalen Knowles. Stroud looking right, throws right, and he's got the first down to Christian Kirk. Handoff again. This time it's Nick Chubb. So they're really rotating through all 3 of the running backs. He got about 2 there. 2nd down and 8. .230 to play in this first quarter. Texans running a lot of shotgun today. Chargers sending 4, and that's the first inaccurate throw of the game for Stroud. It looks like Jaden Higgins was supposed to come back, and he didn't. At least based off of that zoom in on Stroud. Just gave Higgins a thumbs up. 3rd and 9. This is the toughest situation the Texans have faced thus far. Chargers crowd almost sounds like it's loud, which is impressive given that there's usually not many Chargers fans at a Chargers game, even though that team's good. In LA. Play clock winding down. Stroud gets the snap with 1 left on the play clock, pump fake, and has to throw it away. So the Texans will finally punt. He looks a little annoyed there. I would be too, especially with how easy things were off the start. What happened here? So, yeah, I don't know if anything was going to be open on that play. The pressure got there pretty quickly. He would have needed like another second for anyone to separate themselves. There was a guy that was going over the middle of the field there. Townsend's a pretty big-looking punter from there. There you go. Good clean up there. EJ Speed coming in. So the Chargers will get the ball one last possession before the end of the first quarter. Ryan Lawson, Texas says, one might say the toughest situation the Texans have been in so far is the general weight of living and dealing with the magnitude of existing, Paul. Yeah, I mean, that's something we all deal with. It's something we all deal with every day. Every day. Caleb says, I'll be at the Bucks-Dolphins game. Well, sorry, that game's meaningless. That's once we talk about the magnitude of existing. That game barely exists. Dolphins don't give a shit anymore, and the Bucks like are all dead. Daddy's gonna make a vodka martini. He'll be right back. It is pretty impressive that Daniil Hunter, with 13 sacks, is not even a fucking Pro Bowler. That is nuts. Nuts! Nuts, I say! All right. 2:04 to play in the first quarter. Chargers at their own 18. Third possession. They have punted twice. Herbert looking to his left, throws left, and is going to get about 5 to 6. Jalen Petrie in his great kazoo guardian cap with the tackle there. Alex Villanueva says swarm, yes.
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
2nd and 5 for the Chargers. One back behind him, tight end to Herbert's left. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 receiver also to his left. Nothing by Omarion Hampton, who many people drafted far too early in their fantasy football leagues. That is going to set up a 3rd down for our Houston Texans. And it's time for the Paul Gallant and alcoholic drink of the game. And this is a vodka martini. You can't quite see it. Some say this is porn star dirty. I like to say that it's Galveston Bay dirty. You got to have a good amount of olive here. 3rd and 4, Chargers looking left. Throw over the middle and a drop by Keenan Allen. So a 3rd straight punt for the Chargers. Azeez Al-Shaair looks to be limp, pulling up on that play. He beat him. Let's see what happened here as the Chargers punted. There is a flag on the field. All right, so holding's going to back this up. Ryan Lost in Texas says, Paul, did you see that 1 million gallons of sulfuric acid was accidentally leaked into the Houston Ship Channel? Would you say that your martini is that dirty? Well, is that dirty? Aren't eggs basically sulfuric acid? They smell like sulfur, that's for sure. Dereals says they've been hitting us on the punt returns. Right you are there, Dereals. Right you are. Theodore says on TikTok, I'm blessing the first 5 people who messaged me. Christmas, prayer emoji, money emoji. God bless y'all. White heart and dove emoji. Theodore, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself and get the fuck off of my stream, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. How dare you come here with one of those bullshit schemes where you want someone to DM you or something like that. Get the fuck out of here. Theodore, you are blocked. You are blocked, bitch. Fuck you. We blocked somebody on TikTok. We're going to be violent on TikTok now because TikTok won't. Oh, there we go. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, harassment, and bullying. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Well, see, that's different than what I keep on getting. I'm going to submit feedback. I'm going to say something else. He was asking for it. So there you go. Accidentally leaked sulfuric acid. Yeah, TikTok is soft. EJ85 asks, when are you getting back on the radio? Well, I was on this week, filling in on 610. I did 10 to 2 every day. We'll see. I don't know. In the meantime, we're doing the live stream. We're trying to do it at 7 in the morning, but we're not going to be doing one on Monday because I'm filling in on another radio station in another place. You know, so no live streams outside of the one we're going to do after the game until the 5th of January. We're going to take a little break, going down to Florida with the girlfriend, hang out with my mom and my stepdad and my sister, her husband, and their 2 kids. EJ85 says 610 hasn't been the same since 2004. Since 2004, that's a long time ago, bro. I don't even know it was at 610 back in 2014. Or 2004, let alone 2014. I remember that was early days of me. That's when I first started hosting a daily show. I was doing weekends before that. I was doing the B Straw and Paulie G show starting in March of 2014 with my old co-host Brian Straw, who I hope is doing well. His Ole Miss Rebels are in the college football playoff. We'll see how they do. But this has been about as good of a start as you can ask for from the Texans as we head into the second quarter. Seriously, I thought this was going to be a low-scoring game. If I were a gambling man, and I'm not, I would have bet the under on this game. Had you held a gun to my head, I would have bet on the game, I guess, right? Oh, he's fine. He's dating Madison Beer. He's okay. What's up, Ricky Nelson on Facebook at Paul Gallant Sports? Nice start, huh? The second quarter begins. 2nd and 7 for the Texans. Stroud on ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to set up 3rd and 7. Hey, Alex Villanueva, don't be mean to Justin Herbert. That guy's tough as nails. I got a lot of respect for Herbert. I don't know if he is as great as the dorks who cover our league online believe him to be. I think they put him up on a little bit too high of a pedestal, but he's tough, and he can make the occasional really impressive throw, as can many quarterbacks in the league. Stroud, shotgun formation, 3rd and 7 over the middle of the field, lasers it into Nico Collins, and he gets to the 36-yard line. That's good for another Houston Texans first down. Inches up. Inches up.
And we're ready to play.
Beautiful throw. Look at the touch. It was in a window. Handoff to Jawar Jordan. Hey, that's the Jawar Jordan from the Cardinals game. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't shove the guy down. Don't do that. Boom. Oh. Truck stick the guy. I didn't think Jordan was capable of that. Ricky Nelson asks, why doesn't C.J. Stroud run more? That was something we talked about on the radio. I think that was on Wednesday's show. Would be nice. Run, C.J., run. Okay, a little reverse to Xavier Hutchinson. That was great defense by the Chargers to close that up, but Hutchinson fights through. The Iowa State guys are off to a great start today. Hey, kids, hate to burst your bubble. The sign you're holding up, it's talking about players who are on the offensive side of the field for the Chargers. And I hate to break it to you, but you stupid dipshits, Lad McConkey is not on defense. He can't score a touchdown right now, so put the fucking sign down. You're annoying the people sitting behind you. You're ruining the experience for everybody. They paid a lot of money to go to that game, and you're holding up a sign. The fuck's up with that, huh? By the way, second game for the Texans at SoFi Stadium. The last time the Texans played a game at SoFi Stadium, remember that fight that a Texans fan got in with a Rams fan? If this game continues to be shitty, we're going to have to probably go back to that fight. All right. Jesse Minter looks like he's my age. Texans at the Chargers 49. It's 2nd and 10. Stroud looks right, throws, and he gets Schultz, who just stiff arm and a spin move to make it 3rd and 2. What's up with all these guys that are like, that's the second time that the Texans have shoved a Chargers player after the play's done and knocked him on his ass. So that's 2 shoves for the Texans thus far. Bullshit. Shout out for the follow, Cam. Appreciate it. On Instagram at Sports Gallant. Oh, he'll need him. Flop. Perfect screen. Ah! Got a little bit ahead of it. Yeah, Cam, you got teabagged a little bit there. That's some bullshit, but whatever. You definitely flopped there. That's some bullshit. There should be replay assist, I think. That's what Rich Eisen was saying afterwards. Why not replay assist for something like that? I agree that Schultz should be smarter there, but he did get kneed in the back. Frontrunner 2014 says everyone was talking shit about Fisher, but he's looking decent. Yeah, the offensive line doesn't look bad so far. Biggest Skeeter, it's 14-0 Texans. 14-0. This has been pretty one-sided to this point. I don't think it's going to last this way. I do think the Chargers are a good team, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries, which is making it tough for them to protect Justin Herbert. Yeah, but yeah, that's just LA. That's LA. I mean, it's a city in a state without a backbone. They keep on electing noted fucked his best friend's wife, Gavin Newsom, that skin suit, to office. Oh, there's a lot of bad politicians out there. Yeah, but like, that guy's kind of made that state worse. No, bit of a hypocrite during the pandemic. No. Anyway. For some reason, he spoke here in Houston a couple of weeks ago. People actually went to go watch that. Ugh. I hate pretty much all politicians. I think they're all full of shit. man, though, is on another level. I don't know if he believes in anything at all. He's great at talking. That's for sure. But I don't know. If you get stuffed in a locker by Adam Carolla from the Man Show and Loveline from back in the day. P. Heap says you get dunked on by 2 bombs for TDs. The defense adjusts by rage baiting. That is a perfect comment. Good comment, P. Heap.
Oi! 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 Oi!
They're rage baiting him now. So as he's on the ground, and he was limping off the field about 15 minutes ago after the Texans stopped the Chargers on that play where Herbert tried to throw it to Keenan Allen and it bounced off his hands. So I'm wondering if they're related. Alex Villanueva says EJ Speed can do the job. It's the guys after Speed that you wonder about. And you do have to wonder about also who's calling the defense there. Yeah. Does anyone enjoy a beach day in Galveston, KHOU? I don't know about that. It's, you know, does anyone like a Galveston beach day? Not me. No, Crystal Beach day, you know, on Jeep weekend? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. The holidays have already been here. These polar bears, maybe kill the drivers of these Coca-Cola trucks because these trucks that are driving around, they're warming the earth, allegedly, and making your little icebergs vanish. Bears don't watch TV. Unrealistic commercial. Coca-Cola trucks, what, one Coca-Cola truck for each house? How fat are these people? Do they all have diabetes? All right. He's holding his right shoulder now. Oof. Yeah, that hurt. Sean Hardhead asks, what about Yacht Week in Greece? What about Yacht Week in Croatia? What about Yacht Week anywhere? It would be nice to have a Yacht Week Galveston. A Yacht Week Lake Conroe, you know? It's real classy. Oh, almost picked off by Petrie. Yeah, great play by Petrie. Third down and 9, 10:31 to go. We're a third of the way through the game. For the Chargers, we're 1 for 4 on third down. Justin Herbert, 2 receivers to his right and a tight end, 1 to his left. Plenty of time. Hit while throwing low and doesn't get a lot of oomph into it. So noted Syracuse graduate Aronde gets the reception, but it's well short, so the Chargers are going to have to punt again. That is, if I'm not mistaken, 3 3-and-outs for the Chargers in 4 drives. Texans swarm!
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
Ricky Nelson says they are building a Margaritaville in Galveston. That's fun. A lot of penalties for the Texans on special teams today. Powerful Past asks on TikTok, what do you think of the flag? For the hold or for the personal foul? I thought that was a flop. Chandler Moore asks, Texans, Rockets, Cougars, parlay today. I would advise you to not bet on sports. Andres asks, what did I walk into you talking about? Who fucking knows? Shout out for the follow, EJ85. We appreciate it, bro. Ryan Lawson, Texas, is talking about riding on a yacht while playing Firework by Katy Perry. Do you want me to sing that song? Do you ever feel like you're Justin Herbert? You've got no offensive lineman around you, and even though you're sheboinking Madison Beer, you know your offensive line is dead, and then you go out and you're playing the Texans around Christmas time. You're fucked from the start. Like the Germans in World War II. Baby, you're a firework. Anyway, that's Firework by Katy Perry, everybody. Now, you got a little musical sample of what the Gallant Says podcast can offer to you. I should start talking like this from now on, like a gentlemanly grandfather. If I talk like this for the rest of the broadcast, everyone will think I'm more serious and professional. So maybe I'll do that from here on out. 3rd and 5 for the Texans at their own 41. Stroud under a little bit of pressure. Ball deflected and intercepted by the Los Angeles Chargers. So it seems that this game is now becoming a game. Now we've got to figure out, as I sound like Walter Cronkite, where the ball was deflected that allowed the Chargers to intercept it. Derwin James Jr., one of the best safeties in the National Football League, with the interception. So you've got this random fella, double team, put his hand up. Oh, he just got his fingertips on it. I don't know what Stroud was throwing to, because even if that wasn't tipped, it likely would have been intercepted. That defensive back was in the window between him and Jaden Higgins. I don't think that was going to make it through. Anyway, not good, everybody, not good. We don't like that kind of thing. Seems I run off a lot of people on TikTok. Well, I ran off a lot of people on TikTok when I went on a rant about that fucker who came by who was saying, "Hey, if you text me, bless you, like I'll give you $1 million." When we hope he's dead, gone forever now. I'll show your back end. That's nice, at least. Used his shoulder on that hit. Jay doesn't like Rich Eisen on the call. I don't mind him. I more mind Kurt Warner because Warner constantly bitches about losing Super Bowl 36 to the Patriots as if it was the Patriots cheating, not him, with two just wretched interceptions that he threw in that game. That was a nice reverse call, but Kamari Lassiter comes up in support, so that makes the play less impactful. Oh, boy. Ryan Lost in Texas says Eisen's fine. I don't like listening to him when I should be listening to Paulie G, #1 show on local radio. Well, yeah, that is happening, but it's not his fault. It's not even the ESPN Houston people's fault per se. Oh boy, that doesn't look good. That looks really bad. Oof. Damn, it was Petrie. Adrian Flo asks, do you think the Chargers will score? We'll see. Are they going to be able to withstand this? Definitely feels like it's time for another a little more martini. I'm just going to keep ducking like this. With the Active Cash credit card from Wells Fargo. Unlimited cash back, yeah. Yeah, we don't have enough Kelseys in our life, that's for sure. We need more Kelseys. That doesn't make me want to go to a Courtyard Marriott. That makes me want to avoid a Courtyard Marriott. Unless they paid me money. If they paid me money, oh boy, I would gladly show up and see them. Yes, I would. Yes. You might be thinking to yourself now, Paul, you really like this voice that you stumbled across earlier in the show. Are you going to speak like this for the rest of your career? Yes, I might. I might. Especially as I classily drink this. The only thing missing from my current ensemble right now is a tuxedo of sorts. If I had that tuxedo, would I not be the dandiest looking sports talk show host you've ever seen? I'm trying to sound like a narrator from the 1960s, so that you'll take me seriously for a change instead of thinking that I'm a drunk dipshit who has a little bit too much ADD. And that's what we're trying to do here on the Cloud Says Podcast Watch, you know? That's it we're trying to do. Trying to do this. Largo was asking if Rich Eisen will unban him from the 97.5 Twitch. That's a good question. You might need to write a letter to make that happen. You know, what you do is you get an envelope and you put a postage stamp on it. You write a letter, you put it in the envelope, you lick it closed, and you go to your local post office and you put it in the mailbox. All right, so it is 2nd and 3 for the Chargers at the Texans 8. All right, that's hurting my voice to continue to talk like that. Handoff to Hampton. He is tackled for a loss. That was Tremont Smith? Ah. Or somebody else named Smith. Adrian Flo points out if the Texans win this game, they can sit out their starters against the Colts. So right you are there. Right you are there. That's how it works. It do be like that, you know? 3rd down and 4. Lassiter is not back out on the field. It's Smith. Herbert looking. He has time. Bounces outside. Running. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. Good job by the Texans defense to hold firm after the turnover and after the Lassiter injury. It still looks like they have Justin Herbert's number. That was great defense. Really. God, they blanketed all those guys. He had no hope. There's my one-time drinking buddy, Cameron Dicker. Said pause, he missed his face while drinking his vodka martini so classily. So Dicker nails it through. No shutout for the Texans. It is 14-3. Oh, the Jinx thing. Jinx are so dumb. He's a great dude. Now, he was a Rams practice squad player at the time, but truly, good dude. Down to earth, very funny. Gives off quarterback energy. But we all enjoyed hanging out with him. And now in our fantasy football league, whenever he gets drafted, which is always far too early, we generally FaceTime him. And sometimes he actually picks up and he talks to us for like 2 minutes and then that's it. Knoll with the return, and he gets to about the 23. So Texans' 6th drive will start at their own 23. What do we got? Kurt Cobra says, I was listening to you on 610 yesterday. I like your takes. Well, I appreciate that. I enjoyed yesterday's show with Chris Partee. I do feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm saying the same fucking thing about the Texans over and over again. Lassiter's going to the locker room with a towel over his head, but he is walking on his own power. He might be being a hardo, knowing Kamari Lassiter, and actually dealing with a torn ACL or something like that. Whatever it was, it looked like it was a pretty serious injury. I'm guessing knee. Hopefully not. But the guy's walking like a boss off the field. What is the adjustment for Nick Haley and the Texans after the Chargers were just so fucking bad that they made it as easy as possible? We shall see. They're going back to running the football now. There you go, Jawar. Let's go. Second and 12 for the Texans after no gain for Woody Marks. Play fake, throw to Knoll. That's going to get the Texans about a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, something like that. Third and 4 for the Texans at their own 42. Two receivers to the right for Stroud, one to the left, and a tight end. Under pressure, throws it down the left sideline, and it's behind Woody Marks. So they're going to have to punt. Not a great possession with 3:25 now left in the second quarter. Let's see, where did the pressure come from? Yeah, right side. Yeah, Stroud had him. He just missed him. All right. I liked it when the Texans were winning the game easily and there was no stakes and it felt like a lock. I think I just spilled some water. So I'll be right back. Because I got to wipe up some stuff. I think I'm going to have to wait for the 2-minute warning. All right. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at their own 13. Play action fake. Herbert looks to his left, throws to his left, and he hits his guy by the sideline with Tremont Smith on that side of the field in for Kamari Lassiter. I wonder if they're going to pick on Tremont Smith. They should if they're smart. You know, sometimes you just got to burp. Let's see. 2:45 to play. A little shuffle. What the fuck was that play? That's how you fuck up a drive, dumbass. Yeah, jackass. I don't know what that play was. Last play before the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 15. There will be no excusing here. None. Excuse me, I burped. BRB. NFL 25. Oh, yeah, I guess it is still 2025. Interesting. Very interesting. Hopefully this fan isn't too distracting. I give you guys on TikTok a better visual, but I keep on getting restricted for bullshit reasons that are not being explained to me. AVWSTLB26 on Instagram at SportsGalon asks, Paul, what happened to Kamari Lassiter? I think that Lassiter suffered a serious injury. I'm hoping I'm wrong. You watch the replay, Jalen Petrie kind of hit his left leg in a way where it bent all weird. So we'll see, but didn't look good, especially given Lassiter's initial reaction to it and walking into the locker room with the towel over his head. I'll give him this. The guy's tough as fuck. And I think he's trying to show that he's still tough. Richard Sherman tore his Achilles once and he hopped off the field. Some guys just don't want to show weakness. 2nd and 15 for the Chargers at their own 23. 2 receivers to the right. Receiver tight end to Herbert's left. Running back to his right. Herbert drops back, looks right, now looking over the middle of the field, scrambles up towards his left, and is going to get about 3 yards on the sideline. The Chargers are being such bitches in this game. He's on the sideline. He got shoved out of bounds. Actually, Tremont Smith might. They're going after toe-to-toe. I think that might have been a little late by Smith, and you're lucky that that wasn't a penalty because we would all be giving Smith shit for that. I don't think it should have been a penalty. I think that quarterback's running towards the sidelines. Like, if you're not out of bounds, you can still be hit. Herbert's chucking it deep. Oh, boy. Oh. Well. Yikes. What's up, Drakery468, a.k.a. Bab, who used to call into my 610 show. Appreciate for joining me, man. Come out some more. What's up, Mario Rodriguez on TikTok? No Kamari Lassiter is hurting the Texans on this drive. That's a first down and a huge gain inside the red zone. Herbert over the middle, picked off. Yes! Oh, no. Well, it's not Gadsden's fault. That's Herbert's fault for throwing it too hard because Gadsden went to Syracuse. Herbert shouldn't have thrown it so hard. Man, that's huge. That was a huge play by Al-Shaair, who I guess is not injured. Herbert did laser that for what it's worth. Yeah, let's play a little football time in Houston to get the vibes back.
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
All right. 2nd and 8, 1:02 to play in the first half for our Houston Texans. Hand off to Marks. Marks got room. Nice play. Marks gets out to the 24. Big run. Now you can actually potentially score if you manage the clock right. Nice play by Marks. There was nowhere there. He just cut back. So now who's hurt? Oh, God. Ed Ingram now? Jesus. Another martini. Man, the Texans are just not getting any luck on the offensive line side of things right now. None whatsoever. Yeah, sadly, there's no draft in the middle of the season, big dog. We can find some heifers at, I don't know, wherever fat people hang out. Get some fatties, some fatty boombatties. Stroud looks left, over the middle, intercepted again. Jesus Christ. What a turnaround it's been for Stroud after that awesome start. Optic fragment, you would think if Juice Scruggs ever has an opportunity, it's when the entire offensive line is injured. Not good, man. Lassiter's in. That's nice. Okay. Nice play. Great. Get the fuck out. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude. Tripping? What the fuck are you talking about? I guess. I mean, he did kick his leg out. I do hate the modern NFL, though. Play by Autry to bounce back after that. Yeah, this Chargers offensive line sucks. It was a great play by Hunter. Yeah, it did seem like he was about to fall, Alex. I agree. I hate that call. Oh, nice. All right. Ryan Lawson, Texas says that call was softer than my shit after a night of old granddad shots and enchiladas. Does that lead to soft poo? I wouldn't know. I don't do enchiladas. I don't play that. Daddy don't play that. Gator don't play that. You know, I just don't. I just don't play that. I just don't. You know, I just don't. Don't want to. Never will. Never have. Don't play that game. (14-3) Texans lead. 19 seconds to play in the second quarter. Chargers at the Texans 16 on a 3rd and 14. Herbert rolling right, throws right, and a gain of maybe 1. So, yeah, Chargers red zone offense looking like the Texans red zone offense. Dicker missed it? I figured that was automatic. Ooh. Rich Eisen really believes in jinxes. Alex Fillenwaver says, I want a Matt Burke versus Nick Caley fight. I think Burke would kick his ass. He's got that strength looking, that bear looking strength. I think it's the beard. All right, so about as easy as possible for the Texans to open up this game, and it's been a lot of slop since then. These two Stroud interceptions in the red zone, that the Chargers only got 3 points out of that, makes me feel pretty good about this game, big picture. So we will see how the second half goes. I do not feel like the Chargers are going to be able to move the football. So you got that going for you. The offense, I do not know what to make of that. They've had some success running the football, you know, for what it's worth. That car commercial is ripping off the Chevy car commercial. Fuck Lexus. Unless they advertise with me. But Lexus ads are always like these caking. It's the Lexus winter event. And they all look like they're all so rich. Like they live in another tax bracket. And they're always buying each other cars every fucking Christmas. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, bling, bling. And now this time, instead of playing that old bullshit theme song that they play, it's the Lexus event to remember. Now they're playing Landslide by Stevie Nicks. But that was not the Chevy ad. The Chevy ad has some good old American tear jerking. Tear jerking, baby. Adrian says I got to grow the mustache out. Not until post-Valentine's Day, I've been told. By the strong, powerful, independent woman girlfriend. Which is pretty awesome. Adrian Flo says, I don't care unless it's Toyotathon fair. But Toyota owns Lexus, I think. I think Lexus is the luxury model of Toyota. Anyway. That's life. I'm Frank Sinatra and I'm an Italian. I like to play up my involvement with the mob. I tried to stop the Godfather from being made. That's life. I don't want the Godfather made, even though it made the mafia look like they were getting laid. Anyway, that's all I got for you. We're just riffing. We're riffing with terrible music right now. Texans fan KQ5RO says, all caps, CJ Stroud needs to get his shit together. Yeah, he does need to get back to what he was doing in the first half. I think what he was doing at the beginning of the first half was better than what he was doing in the second half. Mostly. H-Town Hardheader says, Paul pretending like his family isn't in a top 5% tax bracket. Not top 5%. They're not top 5%. But yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. You know? We appreciate them for what they're doing in life. Don't we? Yes, we do. Hashtag blessed. So blessed. Hashtag BELEST. So we got 12 people hanging out on TikTok. This live has yet to be restricted like it so often is when I post with TikTok Live Studio. So Very happy about that. Anyway, Rob the Slob asks, is this the Paul Gallant from the Gallant Says podcast? Well, that's right, Rob. It is. This is me. It's me. Sometimes we do this on this TikTok app. You know, sometimes we do it here, and sometimes we do it on YouTube, and sometimes we do it on Twitch, and sometimes we do it on Facebook, and sometimes we do it on Instagram, and sometimes we do it on X, and sometimes we do it on the tickety talk. You know, we appreciate you being here. Esco0222 says CJ needs to be under center, and why? Get away from play action, he asks. It's a good question. The running game's actually looked all right. Let me take a look at the stats. I feel like they've got pretty good numbers on the ground. Yeah. Woody Marks, 7 carries for 39 yards, including that 19-yard run. Jawar Jordan has 5 carries for 24 yards. They had a 1-yard run by Nick Chubb. Stroud had a quarterback sneak for 2. He's run it twice. Xavier Hutchinson had that reverse. 16 carries for 73 yards in this game for 4.6 yards a carry. But since Stroud had the 2 big throws downfield to Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll, that seemingly have gotten away from it. 75-yard touchdown to Jaden Higgins. 43-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Knoll. It was a great start to the game for Stroud, but it has been rather rough of late, especially the 2 interceptions that he threw that have really been the only reason the Chargers are on the field. Adrian Flo says, CJ has a case of pissing in your pants due to scared. Toughen up fruitcake. We can't call people fruitcakes in 2025. Adrian, can't do that. So, dial that back. I don't think he's scared. I think he's trying to make too many things happen. What else is going on? Ooh, something called Kai Sanat says he's done with dating. Who the fuck is that? There's rumors with I Show Speed and NBA Youngboy. Is that a rapper? God, I hate everyone. I hate, especially the younger generation. Your names are fucking dumb. Dumb. I'm NBA Youngboy. Youngboy da baby, little baby da baby. Brandon Hallam says the refs are putting in work against the Texans. I don't know about that. I didn't like the tripping call, but it was tripping. There's been a lot of flopping by the Chargers in this game. Definitely, that's there. Keelan Alexa asks, Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson 25-plus receiving yards? I'll say this. Fuck your fantasy team. I don't give a shit. I hope you lose this game because you asked me for fantasy advice. Babe. What do we got? Takeaways from the first half. Rob the Slob asks. The defense is not going to be challenged by this Chargers team. It's not. Kamari Lassiter, that injury he suffered, clearly not serious enough to keep him out the rest of the game. He's back out there. I don't see the Chargers scoring a lot of points. That missed field goal was huge. Texans got to take care of the football, and I think they got to try to run the football the rest of the game. Will they? I don't know. Dino 2K25 says he's not mad at Stroud. Esco0222 says broadcast team is putting us to sleep. Rob the Slob says, bro, how bad is Rich Eisen? Not a lot of energy from Rich Eisen. Alvin Flores asks, scenario to clinch division. Well, given what the Jaguars' schedule is the next two games, you need Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Excuse me, Phillip Rivers, not on the Chargers anymore. Phillip Rivers and the Colts to pull off the unthinkable tomorrow. Because the Jaguars end the season with the Titans. And I don't see the Titans winning against a team with a pulse. Beating the Chiefs with their third-string quarterback, that's not a sign that they're going to win the season finale, you know? So, basically, the Texans must have the Colts win tomorrow and then win their last game of the year against Indianapolis. The way things work in the division, the Texans, who are 10-5 with an 8-2 conference record, like the Jaguars, who have an 8-2 conference record, they have a tougher strength of schedule than Jacksonville. So that would be the tiebreaker since the two teams split. Also, if the Colts beat the Jaguars, the Texans would have the better division record, assuming they win that season finale against Indianapolis. So that would be a tiebreaker as well. They would have the division tiebreaker, but they do need the Jaguars to lose one of the next two games. That's how it happens. If they have the same division record, so say the Jaguars lose out and the Texans lose one of the next two, they could still win the division because they would have the strength of schedule tiebreaker, and even if they had the same division records, they would break it. But yeah, man, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Brandon Halam says Tremont Smith was pissed. Herbert started throwing at him. Well, I mean, he should throw it at him. He's not good. Chris Flores, 1990, asks, Davis Mills or Joe Montana in a tight spot? Oh, well, it's a good question. Good question. Probably Davis Mills, you know? Davis Mills is so tall, he got that big neck, he doesn't even need to jump back while he throws the catch to Dwight Clark. Adrian Flo says, little NFL players have rapper names now. Look at little Jordan Humphrey. Yeah, that's a bad one. MND Productions 67 asks, doesn't the commentary sound more and more like a Madden game? I suppose. I haven't played Madden in a while. But there you go, Alvin Flores. That's the scenario to clinch the division. They're in a pretty good spot, even though they have one loss on the Jaguars. Tukey Texan says, it's frightening knowing one injury our defense goes to shit. I mean, did they go to shit? They got an interception. I don't think they went to shit with Lassiter off the field. But Lassiter's one of the best corners in the league. I think he's the best number 2 corner in the league. Kind of tough to gauge how good of a number 1 corner he'd be, given that he has Derek Stingley on the other side, helping him out. Chris Flores asks, what does strength of schedule really mean comparing the Texas schedule to the Patriots? The difference between 1 or 2 wins? Yeah, probably more, honestly. Yeah, it might be 3. Texans defense is pretty much quarterback proof at this moment in time. Mahomes struggled against them. Josh Allen really struggles against them. Justin Herbert has struggled thus far today against them. Play fake. Herbert looking left. Rolls right. Scrambles for a few. Slides. Megan Olivey got shut down by Jim Harbaugh. That's why she's saying he had few words. All right. Hand off to Hampton. Nice. Will Anderson tackle for a loss. You're bringing a fucking pull blocking fullback to block Will Anderson? Are you stupid? What do you think is going to go there? Guy's running as fast as he can in one direction. He has to chip him. What do you think's going to happen there? Yeah, Will Anderson's getting paid eventually. Chris Flores, my quarterback of the year is probably Matt Stafford. Runner-up, Drake May. Oh, that was brilliant by Herbert. Incomplete. Gatson dropped it again. Yeah, that's clearly on Justin Herbert. That one there, too. I like running with this bit where pretending that's Justin Herbert's fault that a Syracuse player dropped the ball. And that's a third drop for the Chargers in a key spot. What's the question we got? Adrian Flo says, do you think Daniel Jones is actually good, or is it the Patriots' easy schedule? Fuck you for calling Drake May Daniel Jones. You know exactly what you fucking did there. There's no comparison between Daniel Jones and Drake May. Drake May's great. And he didn't look so good against the Buffalo Bills, but he did look awesome at the very end of the game against the Baltimore Ravens. He has definitely gone up against an easy schedule, but I mean, that's a Patriots team that does not have that much talent, and they are overachieving, and that's also a Mike Vrabel effect. Yeah, I do think Drake May's actually good. Drake May had his moments against the Texans defense last year on that god-awful Patriots team with Gerard Mayo running that shit show, and it was a shit show with Mayo running the show. He deserved to be fired after 1 year. Screen to Schultz. Okay, Dalton. There you go. Did he fumble? Camera work. Shoddy. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, nice punch. Yeah, I was out. Wow, not a first down? Okay. Oof. Stroud did not. That was a well called play by Alex Minter. Completely unaware. Watch this. He shows blitz. Good play. Oh, man, this offense is struggling. Chris, thank you for the love, man. Appreciate it, dude. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. Really appreciate that. That was very nice words. On Instagram at Sports Gallant. Ah, fuck. Seriously. All right. Why did Kaylee call a fumble? Is he stupid? That's funny, Hands Chew. That's funny. Ryan Lawson, Texas says 86 needs to be 86th. Sir, he should be a Pro Bowl alternate as a tight end, given all the receptions he has this year. It's kind of crazy he's not even a Pro Bowl alternate because the psychotic T-Hive, the Taylor Swifties, voted Travis Kelce to the Pro Bowl. He's the leading vote getter in spite of an underwhelming year. The Colts tight end is the alternate. Brock Bowers is out for the year, so he's not going to be in the Pro Bowl, I think. So it's going to be the Colts tight end, and I would imagine Travis Kelce's going to opt out, so they're going to have to find another alternate. Man, Maurice Jones-Drew got thick. THICCCCCCCCC. These NFL Network guys don't seem as on top of the league as they need to be. I mean, the players. Big Al asks, what the heck is wrong with our offense? I think they should be running the football more today. What the hell is that music in the background? Yeah, here's the other thing that's trending on X for me. FaZe Clan loses core streamers in emotional wave of departures. Just put a bullet in my fucking mouth. Like, Jesus Christ. This people care about this? I could ask the same question. Why are people here watching me? And I appreciate you guys being here to watch me, but God, I hate today. Sack again. Who was it? No penalty? Derek Barnett. Let's see. How many sacks? That is 4 sacks for the Texans on Justin Herbert thus far. What the fuck? Ethan Hunt, Pablo Picasso, Minotaur. Okay. That's what he's compared him to thus far this year. Okay. You know, I get it. Man. That's sack number 5. Was that Barnett again? Yeah, it was. Texans swarm.
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
Ryan Lost in Texas says a tweet he posted made it into the current print edition of the Houston Chronicle. LOL. I want to know what it is. Man, this defense is great. Handshoe asks, is it just me or is Justin Herbert a douche? He's always rude to cameramen doing their job. What was there another thing that I missed there? I don't know much about Justin Herbert. I know people were making a big deal out of his interaction with Laura Rutledge, strong, powerful, independent woman. I don't think it was that big of a deal, but I suppose if you want to make a case for him being a bit of a jabroni, you could. You can get with this, and you can get with that. Wow. It seems like it was a Photoshop, not actual byproduct of the Crest white strips, but could be wrong. You know, I could be. Alex Villanueva says, one shot for every sack. That would be a lot. I do have a get together a little bit later with the girlfriend. We're going to go see Roger Krager at a place on Kirby. Optic Fragment says, I'm hearing talk of Mills coming in. Some of you guys are just trying to push things that aren't actually happening. I'm hearing Davis Mills is coming in. What are you basing that off of? I'm looking at X right now. Woody Marks for 5. Optic Fragment says, nah, I read it. Anyone else read the Mills of the news starter? Is that Justin Herbert? Just kidding. Why are they zooming in on that guy? Did they? Oh, shit. Look at Stroud rolling out to his right. Oh! Nico Collins, truck stick. I'm not going to lie. This might be the byproduct of a couple of martinis, but for a second, I was like, wait, is CJ Stroud Davis Mills? maybe it's the picture settings on my TV. Jesus, Paul. This is why I don't like drinking, watching games with you guys. I'm gullible. If I read the comments section. There we go. At this point, I would settle for Diego Pavi and his mom. By the way, this third quarter is moving glacially. It is very slow. Eddie Roberts 2919 says, bro, you got to get a live score tracker overlay. Dude, fuck off. It's so hard for me to put this shit together. Have you seen some of the technical difficulties I've had while doing this show? No. Don't put more work on my fucking plate, okay? Maybe someday when this podcast makes it big. Give me a super chat and I'll think about it. Is that a dry martini? It's got vermouth. It's got vermouth in it. It's got olive olive juice or some sort of olive martini mixer. I think it's like called 1868 or something like that. Yeah, so it's a dry, dirty martini. Oof. The fuck happened these last two plays? Excuse me. Third and 23. By the way, Big Bird 1967 Stroud is not hurt. Third and 23 from the 40 for the 49ers, so the Chargers 33. And Hutchinson gets him a little bit closer. Ryan Laws in Texas believes Stroud is mentally damaged. That's not nice. That's not nice. You can't say that in 2025, soon to be 2026. Ball down, kick up on the way, and it is good. 17-3, Texans on top. Adrian Flo says you should mix Malort and tequila. I'm gonna pass on that. I'd never want to have Malort in my house. I've been told about a couple of other drinks that are similar to Malort. I think it's, what is it, Amaretto? Sweet Italian liquor originating from the commune of Saronno. It's made of apricot kernels and other things. There's also, as far as shitty drinks, the Italians have terrible liquors. Sambuca, fucking god-awful. Limoncello I like, for what it's worth. Limoncello is good. Sir, I am no communist. How dare you? How dare you? I'm not drinking none of this fucking shit. I'm just saying, Amaretto, shitty Italian liqueur. Sambuca, shitty Italian liqueur. You know, the Italians, they talk a lot of shit, but they can't make a liqueur. I do like limoncello, but not everyone likes limoncello. Eddie Roberts, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's why I'm here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Oi! 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 Ziggy zag, ziggy zag, oi, oi, oi!
Joe does a lot of shit behind the scenes, and I'm happy Joe's getting an opportunity to host again. He went through some shit. I always thought I should have been doing the afternoon shows, especially when things opened up after the whatever happened to the Wheelhouse, and I don't even really know what happened to the Wheelhouse. I don't know if they got let go of or if they all mutually agreed to leave. Truly, I do not know. But I wanted afternoons, and they never really gave me a fair shot. They were just like, "Oh yeah, you're fine in your role right now." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I should be doing afternoons." But that's neither here nor there. Listen, I wish them well. I really do. Radio's tough. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. You know? It's a fucking brutal industry. It sucks what happened to Joel, too. God wills it indeed, Oak Tree. Oh. Okay. Merry Christmas to one. Merry Christmas to all. Aren't we having a ball? I hate that it kind of skips a bunch of the people that are stopping by. It doesn't show comments. It shows you should invite this person to co-host. You should invite this person to co-host. Sean Merzinski says the Chargers have no business being in this game. I agree with you. I totally agree. No, I don't want to invite anybody in here. Herbert scrambles, and it could have been a sack, but not quite a sack. Eddie Roberts says, just glad you're sticking to Houston sports. I don't want to stick to sports. I'll be perfectly honest. I want to talk about more than sports. Because sports outside of football low-key bore me. I don't really give a shit about the NBA until the playoffs. I don't really give a shit about baseball until the playoffs. You know? I'd rather talk about other stuff, fun stuff. H-Town Hardhead, Meltzer's been on. Hanstrews asks, you're going to cover the LSU-Houston game, right? No, I'm not going to watch a non-college football playoff bowl game. Bowl games don't matter unless it's college football playoff anymore. That's college football's fault. Was he offsides? Yeah. Ryan Lawson, Texas asks, Paul, do you know about the 3 horsemen of dessert drinks? A shot of Frangelico to sip on, a shot of espresso to sip on, and a small glass of port wine delightful of creme brulee. I love port. Espresso sounds great as well. Frangelico I've never heard of. Creme brulee is good. You can make it homemade on your own. It's pretty easy to make, in fact. I've made it a couple of times. I've yet to make it for the strong, powerful, independent woman girlfriend who made me a very cool shirt that she gave me for Christmas that I was wearing on my way over here because I didn't have any clothes. I'm not wearing it now because I don't want you guys seeing my woman looking all hot, okay? Yeah, there's way more Twitchers than Instagrammers, HTX Rhino, but shout out to everybody who's hanging out. My cat is at my girlfriend's place right now. I'm doing this from my house. My cat is still at the girlfriend's. I actually have, I don't know if you can see them, but I have a bunch of scratches on my arm and on my chest from trying to introduce my cat to my girlfriend's 3 cats and 2 dogs. Wow, a first down for the Chargers. Holy shit. Handshoe says you should start a far-right podcast. Heard those are making dough these days. Well, okay, so listen, I lean probably right of center, but there's a lot of stuff that the right's doing now that I morally cannot get behind. I specifically, and I saw, I'm glad Shane Gillis talked about this with Joe Rogan. I guess this was a recent podcast episode, but I really don't like the videos that the right's posting where you're making light of, ICE arresting people. It's kind of fucked. I don't know how you can look at that with humanity in your heart and think to yourself, this is funny. Like, I don't get it. It's just fucked. Like, you can be frustrated with what the last administration did as far as how a fucking sleep at the wheel they were as far as immigration was. And they were. It was just fucking insane. I really don't know what they were doing other than they were trying to probably stack the vote in their favor. But on the same end, listen, it's one thing to take all the criminals out, which is what you said you were going to do. It's another thing to do, what seems like it's happening here in Houston, where you're chasing statistics. I don't like it. And while I definitely could do the right-leaning blabbing, like, there's some stuff damn, Justin Herbert, holy shit. There's some stuff I can't get behind, and I feel like I'm obligated to get behind it. I'm just not. I can't agree with everybody. I just have a tough time doing that, and you might be like, oh, you're someone who naturally disagrees. No, I just feel like when everybody feels one way about something, there's generally something missing. So anyway, that's my long answer of saying there's probably going to be a little bit more of that post-football season, but I don't know. Some of the stuff that's done politically and the right stuff does seem to work more than the left stuff, but some of the stuff that's done is just fucking hackery. Like I see Sean Hannity talking. I'm like, this guy's fucking blowhard dumb shit. Constantly talking about things he's said in the past, and I'm just like, am I supposed to be that? Just some complete unlikable cunt? No, sorry, hard pass. Anyway, I'm sure that ticked some people off and wrinkled / ruffled some feathers. Derek Stingley hurts as Justin Herbert just ran off on a scramble for a good amount of yardage. Stingley's hurt from that? Okay. Yeah, Adrian Flo never be Alex Jones. Fuck that. Who can be, sadly, entertaining at times, which is, I think, why he developed the appeal that he had. Because I will recognize talent as a performer when it actually happens, as the Chargers continue to drive. Yeah, you're right, HGX Rhino. I mean, some of the folks, woof, that are making it happen drives me crazy. Anyway, Herbert bootleg on this little fake reverse, 2nd and 7, rolls right. Ah! Almost Kamari picked off. Adrian Flo says, politics is not for the sane. I don't know. I think there's a funny way to talk about it. I don't think anyone does it. I think everyone's a chicken shit. No way. God damn, that was a great play by Herbert. That was a great play. What's the flag for? That was a hell of a play by Herbert. I'll be honest, because like talking about Houston sports, nothing against Houston sports, but people don't really give that much of a shit about sports in Houston as a whole. And I say that as somebody who's worked in other sports towns. Like this is just a kind of, if the teams suck, no one cares. Town. And even here, like with the Texans, how many people are bought in on the Texans in the midst of a, 7-game winning streak? Not that many. Handoff to Hampton, and he gets to the 1. HGX asks, am I watching a 32-inch tube TV? It's not a tube, but it's definitely an older TV. This TV, I got this. This is the first TV I got when I moved down to Houston. Does do HD and all that, but I bought this TV. It's also about like the length of my arm away from me. But I got this TV right when I moved to Houston, and I've been using it ever since. New TVs are cheaper, but I just don't want to, I'm a little bit cheap. Bootleg for Herbert. He's got his guy wide open in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. It's Gadsden. Finally gets it. Syracuse crowd. Finally, Justin Herbert gets Gadsden the ball. Finally. That's not the defense's fault. I mean, shit, it's their 10th drive. They finally scored a touchdown, and it involved Herbert fighting through a sack for a throw. This quarter has taken forever, though. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some ice. I'm gonna get some ice, y'all. Good King Wenceslas went out on the feast of Stephen. Something, something roundabout, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. Call me a psychopath, but I like my Uncrustables straight frozen. Why Tremont Smith? That's actually a surprising optic fragment, if true. Let's take a look. You're right. No penalties for the Chargers thus far. 6 penalties for 60 yards for the Texans. There we go. Yeah. No Megan Beer sightings thus far. Just 75 Court Jester says, Paul, I'm going to send you some money. You need to eat better. I mean, this is a good snack. I had a prime rib sandwich earlier today, so I'm good. I'm just currently at my place. All the food in my house, I brought it to the girlfriends. You know? Jawick says Madison. I don't give a shit. I don't know what she does. I don't care. She's a strong, powerful, independent woman. There we go. More martini. Paul asks, you look like you need some vitamin, or 75 Corchester asks, Paul, you look like you need some vitamin D. You want me to finish the last side of my fence tomorrow? Nope, go fuck yourself. Sounds terrible. Big Al says, Kaylee needs to stop choking. Well, HTX Rhino, go check my ex, because I made prime rib for the girlfriend and me for Christmas. I guess it's technically a ribeye because prime rib's like $189, and the giant ribeye is like $50. But yeah, it's very good. It looks great. I eat perfectly fine though. I just eat like shit on the weekends, but during the week I eat great and I work out. You know, lift 4 to 5 days a week. Yeah. Oh boy. Another big third down for the Texans offense, which has not been doing much. I hate those little Chargers fans, kids. Let's go. Yeah, roughing the passer. Fuck those kids. Fuck you, you little shits. Chargers are born losers, just like you. Or are they probably doing the... How about the... It's a unicorn. Boom. Kids need to be shit-talked from time to time, you know? Bring it back. Normalize talking shit to a 8-year-old. Good King Wenceslas went out on the feast of Stephen. Jawick says that Madison Beer's music is bad. Okay. Yeah, it's a dry, dirty vodka martini, Jawick. By the way, if you're watching along, Twitchers, YouTubers, Twitterers, and Xers, and you guys can all communicate with each other. Facebook, too. We're figuring out how we can make this happen where we can get Instagram and TikTok in there as well, but it's going to take some time. I saw some of the logistical hurdles to make it happen. I guess it is possible, but... HTX Rhino Vodka. Gin martinis are bullshit. You said while burping. Another 3rd and 7. Can we get another roughing the passer? 3 for 9 on 3rd down, the Texans are. Oof. Whoever's in at right guard. I don't even know. Is that Ingram? I don't even know who that guy is. It is Ed Ingram. Okay, so Ingram's back in. Good job. That was some great punt coverage. Can we stop trying to make Kevin Hart a thing? Anyone? Am I the only person that feels that way? Anyone? No? Reading some comments. 75 court jesters saying, who's that clown that got on my ass for saying Stroud couldn't deal with pressure? Alex Villanueva's pointing at himself. Feels on Stroud right now are not great, I gotta say. And I'm not sure where you lay the blame here. Because some of it is Stroud, some of it's the offensive line, some of it's Caley. I think it's a totalitarian Jesus ball. A total effort here. That's the Martinis talking. Ooh, he's to the ones. They lost a yard. Texas need the defense to just keep making plays. That's what they need. I mean, it's not about Burrow or Shador. Jesus Christ, Adrian Flo. I didn't see that last part. Let's stop with the Shador stuff. Okay. Father Show's not even here. Oh, boy. Not even close. But I thought Justin Herbert's one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. King of all Karens. Is that King of Twitch? King of all salsa chicas had a heart attack. No mas, not too much salsa chica. I've been wondering where King of Twitch went. Alas, earwax. We don't have many people watching on the TikTok because for some reason we've been restricted for bullying this time. At least it's not for unoriginal content. Herbert scrambling. That was a great play by Herbert. I thought that was a lateral. I don't know what the fuck Sal Chica is. Is that an inside joke? I don't know. But here's the last of the martinis. Man, that was a nice play by Herbert. There's a running back named Jarrett Patterson on the Chargers, like the Texans offensive lineman Jarrett Patterson. That's wild. Saljica is sausage? Oh, okay. I wouldn't have known. Third and 9 coming up. Can the Texans make a stop here? CZ what 328. I mean, it's been rough of late, but they did open the game on fire. Perhaps that's the problem, is that they were too good. It was so easy early on. Hang on a second. There we go. Third and 9. Herbert rolling to his left, throws over the middle of the field, caught, and that is going to be well short. Good play by Toto making that tackle. So the Chargers will punt again. Can the Texans give themselves a little insurance? Did think this game was going to hit the over easily, which was 39.5 last I checked. It's still at 27, and it's been pretty rough as far as scoring goes for quite some time. So Chargers about to punt with about 10:40 to play. Here's the punt, up in the air, and out of bounds. They are scared of Jalen Knoll or bad at punting. Frontrunner 2104 says they're not going anywhere if they can't score. Well, I'll say this. If you can hold the Chargers offense in check, even with their limitations offensively due to the injuries on the offensive line, you're in a pretty good spot. Oh, SpongeBob. SpongeBob started when I was in middle school. And still rolling. Great show. Oh, yeah, that's ideal me someday. Although, hopefully, the strong, powerful, independent woman in me will keep in better shape than Santa and Mrs. Claus in this. What is this commercial for? Mercedes-Benz of Nazi cars. Okay. Paul, you have a Volkswagen. I know, it's a lease. We're tolerating as long as we can. And we're going to trade it in for another car if that's got Nazi ties. But it's American. Can you guess? Can you guess which car that is? Can you? Is that Jeff Goldblum's actual kids? Oh, God. I do not want to watch Wicked Part 2 with the girlfriend. I think I'm going to have to, though. I do it for you, babe. I don't want to, though. I'm Jacob Radskin. God damn, he's got a lot of kids. Good for him. The stories that move you. Adrian Flo says Texans offense is like an awkward teenager. They try, but they never score. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm getting sick of watching the Texans offense fail at this game. So they're at their own 45. Big carry Woody Marks, so he gets close to a first down. I never understood how Mo Bamba blew up as a song. Ma, 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 ma. Bamba. My name is Mo. Handoff to Marks, or is that Jawar? Nope, that's Marks. They got a first down. Keep running the ball. It's working. What are the stats? Woody Marks has 11 carries for 54 yards. Make that 12 carries for 57 yards. They have 24 carries for 96 yards on the game. There's a 4 yards a carry average. Run the ball. Less throws, more runs. First and 10 Texans, 9:20 to play. Nice play by Marks. That's a great carry. Marks is playing well. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Close to field goal range. 10 yards matters more than anything. And honestly, you're probably in Kaimi Fairbairn's range given that this is indoors. 2nd and 3 for the Houston Texans at the Chargers 36. Oh, fuck. But it's a legal formation. Flag on the play. And I bet it's for a legal formation. Offsides. Let's go. They are well within field goal range now. This is 50 at most. Maybe it's 49. Where are they? 32? 31. So this is a 48 yard field goal. You had 17 to the yard line. That's how you get the field goal distance. In case you didn't know that before. Oof, Jesus Christ. God damn. All right, now it's a 50-yard field goal. What is Dalton Schultz doing? Oh. What was that? How do you not block Khalil Mack? Jesus. Yeah, Eisen's not a lot of energy on the call. 2nd and 14, a draw play to Jordan. Jordan, there you go, keep going. Third down for your or for our beloved Houston Texans. TikTok's been a little light in the interactions. Timeout, Texans. It is 3rd and 5. Big 3rd and 5, 6:37 to play. You get the first down here, you can theoretically run off 2 more minutes of clock and put yourself in a better position to make it a 2-score game. First down goes a long way here. You can run another 2 minutes off the clock. I do not like that. Ugh. Flag? No flag. Yeah, nothing. I'll give Stroud credit for getting that ball off. It could have been pass interference. Is Fairbairn's helmet on straight right now? Got it. That's huge. I think that'll do it, honestly. I don't see the Chargers scoring twice on this defense without the Texans giving them a short field, you know? Right, you are, Jim. It is a 2-score game. And we like that kind of thing. Nice play. EJ Speeds has some good tackles today on special teams. He's having a good last couple of games. He played great defensively last game, too. Alex Villanueva, you're very optimistic. The Riot 3 asks, Stroud says he does not ask. Stroud has looked bad. Any pressure with any pressure. I don't know what you mean by any pressure with any pressure, but he has struggled against pressure. Most quarterbacks do. Justin Herbert's struggled against pressure today. Shotgun snap, 6:22 to go. Herbert throws left, deep downfield, and he has a first down to the Chargers. Is that at the... We're doing a great job keeping track of the yard lines here. To the 40... Oh, shit, to the Texans 45. Okay. Chargers in business at the Texans 44. Shotgun 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Herbert steps up. moves to his left, scrambles, and is tackled by Danielle Hunter after a gain of about 3 to 4. Late arriving Texan is Danico Autry. Do they have 12 men on the field? I think they should call a timeout right now. Yeah, call a timeout. They're waiting for the Texans to sub out. Shout out to the referees helping the Texans out there. 2nd and 8 for the Chargers. 8 left on the play clock. Shotgun snap. Herbert looks right, throws check down to a running back who gets maybe a yard and a half before Henry To'o takes him down. 4:56 and counting in Texans Chargers. Texans up 20-10 as we get closer and closer to the finish line here. Jason Peterson 9934 says Herbert has handled pressure well. CJ not so much. I mean, they have 10 points today. And 3 of the Chargers' points came as a result of CJ Stroud mistakes. I don't know that Herbert's necessarily handled pressure well as much as he's handled pressure the best he can. But I suppose that's just semantics. Herbert under pressure, sacked again. There's a flag late, though. Must be defensive holding. That sucks. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. At least be more subtle about it. Hunter brought him down by the face mask. Chargers at the Texans 35. 1st and 10, 4:20 to go. The good news is they're moving rather slowly. Herbert over the middle of the field. Oh, Gadsden, Syracuse legend. Oh, it's a good throw. First and goal. Fades don't work. I don't know why you would try to run a fade on Stingley of all people. 2nd and goal, 3:51 to go for the Chargers. Herbert's up in the pocket, moves to his right, jukes a guy, and that is a sack. Rich, you gotta be better with the announcing of flags on the field when there's no flag on the field. Flags are down. Just kidding, there's no flag. Come on, dog. So there is a flag. Eisen, bro. Come on, you're a professional. You're better than this. Also on Petrie. So 2 sacks negated by holdings. This one by Al-Shir. .345 to go. 1st and goal. Chargers from the Texans 5-yard line. Herbert in the shotgun, looking right. Drills it over the middle. It got deflected. Incomplete. Who deflected that? That was an ugly-ass ball. Ooh, he had him. D's nuts deflected that. Hampton run up the middle for a touchdown. Okay, so it's 20-16, possibly 20-17. Good drive for the Chargers. Texans offense, I do not feel great about their ability to close this game out. I really do not. You shouldn't either, honestly, with what we have seen to this point. Oh, our friend Cameron Dicker misses the field goal. Shout out to the fine people down the street watching this alternate broadcast of Texans and Chargers. What in the fuck is going down here? As far as a penalty. Oh, offsides on the offense. That never gets called. Damn, Cameron Dicker, our friend, not doing so hot. Well, shout out to Cameron Dicker helping the boys out. Chargers have to score a touchdown. Oh, dog. I don't want Cameron Dicker to miss a field goal. That's a guy that I like. Yikes. Ryan Lawson, Texas, you're right. Offsides on the offense has been called a couple of times the last few weeks against the Texans. I'm not making an aggressive blouses call right now, H-Town hard hitter. I'm not. I do not trust the Texans offense right now. 3:37 to play, 3 timeouts. Do you kick on sides? And you have to declare it before you kick on sides, but do you do it? Nope. Kicking it off. 2 first downs should do it. With 3 timeouts for the Chargers left and the 2-minute warning. 1:32 until the 2-minute warning. That's awful. Got bad news about a friend. Anyway, 1st and 10 for the Texans. Woody Marks gets nada. Frontrunner 2104 says Houston offense is ass. Jam Cam Jim says this offense needs at least a field goal. I feel good about the Texans' defense ability to keep the Chargers out of the end zone. I feel very good about it. But the Chargers have shot themselves in the foot a lot in this game. You take the win if they are able to hold on. Ryan Lawson, Texas asks, Paul, did you see my tweet earlier about the Texans offense? You're asking someone if they saw your tweet? Dog. You're getting greedy and you're getting arrogant with your one tweet making it to the Houston Chronicle, which, by the way, I didn't know about it. You told me on the chat. I love you, Ryan, but... 2nd and 10 Texans, 3:28 to go. Play action fake. Stroud over the middle. Caught. That is a first down. One more first down should do it. Texans to their own 45. So close. So close to that playoff berth. 250 and counting, 10 on the play clock for the Texans. CJ Stroud with Woody Marks in the backfield. 5, 4, 3, 2. Handoff to Marks, and he loses a lot. He loses 4? Ugh. Chargers call a timeout. They have one timeout left. Timeout in the 2-minute warning. First down wins the game. RC Solid asks, you still on the radio, Paul? I'm doing substitute radio at Sports Radio 610, which is great. I'm very thankful to 610 for allowing me back on the air. It's been fun this week. Filled in with John Lopez in the loop. Filled in with Chris Partee in the loop. So you'll hear me occasionally on 610, but you can check out the Galatzes podcast. Normally weekdays at 7 a.m., but since it's the holiday season and I've been filling in, off most of last week and off all of next week because I'm going to be going to Florida to visit some family. So Monday the 5th, we'll be back. Subscribe, rate, review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify to help a unemployed friend out. Although he's part-time employed technically, I don't know how it works. Did the Chargers call a timeout? That's life. Samson the fourth asks if I can take over for Rich Eisen. Sir, I am a little intoxicated. I don't think you'd want that. Ryan Lawson, Texas asks, Paul, would you just say this is a key moment in the game? Well, every moment's a key moment. 3rd and 9. 2:32 to go. First down wins the game. First down clinches the Texans a 3rd straight playoff appearance for the first time in franchise history. Sacked. Flag. It would be really funny, just given how excited the Chargers are right now. Oh, game! That's it! Oh, you fucking idiot! No offense. Yeah, oh yeah, clearly. There's 2 contacts downfield. 29 on 13. What are you talking about? Did Herbert dye his hair brown? Damn, you just hate to see the Chargers charger all over themselves. You just hate to see it. You know who's a better version of the Chargers? The Shorecrest Preparatory School Chargers of St. Petersburg, Florida, who you might not know this, but I was in all-district safety for them. Anyway, no one cares about that. Hey, handoff to Woody Marks, and he is very close to a first down. So I'll take it to the 2-minute warning, and the Texans are likely about to win their 3rd straight playoff berth. Well, you could always hear a pin drop inside SoFi, Rich Eisen. No offense to the fine people of SoFi, but no one gives a shit about the Chargers, you know. Anyway, Adrian Flo says, hey, at least Eisen isn't Collinsworth. I don't know. I kind of enjoy Chris Collinsworth. BRB on the TikTok side of things. Man. Oh, that is some shitty news. Anyway, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for me. Fuck. Astros Flag World Tour asks, well, you're my only go-to for all things NFL playoffs. The Texans clinched the last spot. Do you think they'll play the first game still? We'll see. It seems like the Jaguars would play the first game. If they're playing the Patriots, it won't be the first game. Hand off to Marks. Playoffs, baby! Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Nope, playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. Los Angeles Superchargers. Los Angeles Chargers.
It's football time in Houston, and we're ready to play.
That's pretty crazy if D'Amico Ryans is one of 6 coaches to go to the playoffs 3 times his first 3 seasons. Anyway, there's a song, guys. I think you guys need to hear it.
Well, it's finally here. I've been waiting all week just to kick this thing off. I've been rocking away on the edge of my seat. Now I'm ready to roll. Here they come to mix things up. Bet your boots they toughen up. Let's get ready to root for our team. All you Texans, get up and scream. It's football time in Houston.
R.I.P. Colts. Hey, remember when the Colts had like a, 7-1 start and then they fucking biffed it? I remember it. We all remember it.
It's red,
25,
white, and blue
24,
today.
23,
Welcome to
22,
the greatest
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. The Houston Texans are in the playoffs for the 3rd time in 3 years under D'Amico Ryans. 3rd time? What are you talking about? Oh, fuck you. They're in the playoffs for the 3rd time in 3 years. Awesome for the Texans. This was a game where it looked like they were going to run away with it early. That defense is elite. No injury to Kamari Lassiter, so you got to feel pretty good about this defense's ability to shut down legitimately any offense. We're going to do a post-game live stream in about, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour or so. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am merely Paul Gallant. Turn off Clay Walker. I am merely Paul Gallant. So long and farewell, and we'll be back at it in about 30 minutes to an hour or so. Until then, as they say in France, peace. That's how we say it. That's how we say it.